Hi, my name is Patrick Clark, and I run the blog notesintheLeftMargin.com, and this is a video on how to cultivate patience. Have you ever noticed, especially in the last 10 years, that people seem to be getting less patient? They seem to be in a rush or easily irritated. They don't mean to be, but they have a hard time really accepting variations on how people or others accomplish things, or, just accepting the larger world. So I put together a very short article under some key points on what I think is happening and how I have learned to be a much more patient person as I've grown older and grown into it. And one of the things I have learned is that usually when one finds themselves being impatient, there's usually something else going on. There's another factor to it. Sometimes it is simply that you're running against the clock and your time is limited, but often what manifests as impatience is maybe the other person has exposed an insecurity and you don't like to be reminded of that. My first thought right there is, okay, why did you take that personally? So that's one of the tricks, or one of the lessons to learn, is that don't take things personally. People work in different ways and at different speeds and at different depths. So step back and then take a look at the bigger picture. Right? There could be something here that, like I said earlier, is really causing the reaction. And that may be quite enlightening. That's one of the big things that that I have learned, is that usually when one is really feeling impatient or even a little angry, there's a message here. So learn to step back, take a look at the bigger picture, and you might draw something from it. The other thing is that sometimes things just take time. The world and societies weren't built for you. There's variety all over the place. And in that situation, one should ask themselves, why am I applying this standard, this limitation? Why am I being impatient? Again, it's an internal journey and a bit of learning. I used to get very upset about the fact that others, when I was in my mid-20s, didn't grasp ideas as quickly as I did. You know, there'd be a discussion and I'd go, yeah, I get it. And I did. But I'd get annoyed if somebody else in the group didn't. Especially if they really struggled. That seemed to really irritate me. And then I discovered that what was going on is because physically I am slower, I was transposing that anxiety into impatience. Because as the individual in the group, it was taking longer to understand a concept, it reminded me that I was slower, and I did not like that. It brought up a whole bunch of baggage. But rather than address that or understand that, I reacted. Right? And so these are the kind of things that impatience and other reactions, other frustrations can manifest as. It really is a journey. And then once you begin to gain insight into some of the things that are going on with you and others, you gotta learn just to let it be and go through that process of where can I go where I'm going to feel comfortable, where I'm not going to have to worry about what I'm feeling. In other words, where do I have to go to learn to not take on or take things personally? Because that's another thing that goes on is when you're impatient or angry, sometimes you're taking things personally, and you need to learn to let the other person be the way they are. That's just the way they are. I was dealing with someone this week who, over the phone, I do a lot of IT work and a lot of troubleshooting. And this person was, by no stretch of the imagination, rude. And one of the things you learn is you just don't take it personally. You also learn to sit back and try to understand why the person might be acting the way they are, right? And so there's if you can see the bigger picture, you're much farther ahead. You may still feel a little bit of anger. It's not a fix-all pill, but you will be much, much farther ahead and a healthier person in the long run. That is my very short guide to how to cultivate patience. And this has been a little bit of my personal journey. Go see the article on the website. It's going to take you under 2 minutes to read, probably more like a minute. This just occurred to me, and I decided to write a little bit and do this video. So everyone, have a great day, a great night. As you can see in the background, I've got all sorts of lights going on in my apartment. So take the brightness and the kindness and just go with it. Take care. Bye-bye for now. And as always, let me know on YouTube or on the website what you think, what you feel, etc. Bye-bye.